Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Rachel Peters. I'm a physical therapist at Agile Physical Therapy, and I want to welcome all of you who are joining in now to Wake Up and Stretch. We're going to spend the next 30 minutes going through some stretches for the entire body. Feel free to join in with whatever stretches you feel comfortable doing. If there are ones that don't feel great to you, please feel free to hold off. As always, take yourself through a range of motion that's comfortable for you. You don't feel like you have to push anything. It's early morning. We're just trying to work some kinks out right now. For the class, if you have a mat or a towel to stretch out on the floor or on your bed, wherever you're comfortable, any place to do this is actually completely fine. A chair for use for balance or for our stretches that we're going to start off with today might be helpful, and a small hand towel or a strap that you could use to stretch for some of the leg stretches toward the end, again, might be helpful. But again, if you don't have one, it's completely fine. Everything here is we're using our own bodies to give some leverage and get ourselves moving this morning. Okay, so without further ado, here we go. We're going to start standing or sitting in your chair. We're going to line up the feet with the hips just to get ourselves centered and balanced and ready for our session here. We're going to try to get the feet hip width apart again. Like I said, we're going to get the weight lined up over the front of the ankle joints. Take a few breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. With every breath here, feel your ribs expand a little bit out to the side. Maybe your belly comes forward a bit. And as you exhale, focus on funneling your ribs and that belly down toward the center of your body, toward that pubic bone. And feel the weight sink into your arches. We'll just take a couple more deep breaths there, maybe with the hands over the abdomen. Inhale and exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. And one more time, big breath in and big breath out. Let's let our arms come down by our sides. Let them hang there gently, maybe swinging the shoulders around, swinging your upper back around just a bit, working out those little kinks in the upper back. We're going to bring those feet shoulder width apart and picture a string stretching the crown of your head all the way up to the ceiling, making you really light on your feet and letting you align your rib cage with your pelvis and with those ankles. From here, we're going to look side to side, pausing at that end range briefly, coming through the middle, and we'll turn our heads to the other side. Let's move through a few of these to each side, taking your neck through a range that feels comfortable. No need to push it. If you do feel like you want to take it a little farther, you're absolutely welcome to. Listen to your body. And as you continue to rotate that head side to side, you might notice that it gets a little bit easier to go a little farther every time. Last one to each side. And we'll bring our heads right back to the middle. And now we're going to take it up to the ceiling. And we're going to look down, bringing the chin toward the neck. Look up. And then look down towards your neck. Again, we're finding a speed and a range that feels good. That feels like we're oiling some squeaky joints that have been resting all night, hopefully from a decent night's sleep. Last time we'll look up. We'll look down toward the chest, and we'll take our heads right back to the middle. And we'll soften up those knees a little bit and take the ear to shoulder. And then the other ear to the other shoulder. Again, find a range that's working for you. You want to feel a little bit of lengthening on the side you're moving away from. If you want to intensify it a little bit, as you move your head to one side, try to reach the opposite fingertips down toward the floor. We're just pausing briefly, long enough to get a little bit of opening to that opposite side of your neck. If you feel it pinching on one side, feel free to tip your chin and look down toward that side as you move your ear from one to the other. Last one to each side. And then we'll look straight ahead again. Then we'll roll those shoulders back in circles. We're gonna lift those blades up to the ears, squeeze them together behind the back, and then drop them down toward the hips. You're welcome to get your elbows moving with you. It's fine to isolate it to the shoulder blades. It's also completely fine to get the rest of those arms working a little bit. Now we're gonna go the other direction. Roll those shoulders up and forward and down. Again, if it feels good, you're welcome to let your elbows go along for the ride, as long as you keep those elbows below shoulder height. We're gonna take those circles backward again for a couple more, just to remind those shoulder blade squeezer muscles that they're supposed to be doing some work here to give us upright. And we'll relax and press those blades down to the mat, maybe shake those shoulders out a little. Moving the feet a little bit farther apart, maybe a bit wider than those shoulders. We're gonna bend those elbows to 90 degrees and with them in front, we'll point those fingertips forward, thumbs up to the ceiling. Elbows stay in. We're gonna rotate the hands out to the side, and then we're gonna cross one in front of the other. Open up with an inhale. Exhale, coming back to the center. You're welcome to vary your speed with this one. We're getting your rotator cuff muscles working a bit. We're moving through a range that feels reasonable and helpful to you. You're welcome to add a little bit of a breastbone opening and a little chest lift, bringing the breastbone toward the ceiling as you open up. And as we move through a few more, we could open those arms out and come to a low V position, getting a little bit more into those chest muscles as we open up into that stretch. Last two, and back to the center. And last time, opening up, we'll bring those arms back to the center, and we'll move through some snow angels, thumbs pointing up toward the ceiling. Move through whatever range feels good for you, crossing those hands over each other at the top, and then bringing everything back down to the bottom. I'll move back so you guys can see my hands. Arms come up to the ceiling, and come back down. Two more here, reaching up. Exhaling down. Last time, reaching them up. You're welcome to bend your elbows if you need to shorten that lever on your shoulders a little bit too. And with the arms coming down again, we'll take a few more shoulder rolls back. We're gonna step one foot forward and the other foot back behind the body. If balance isn't feeling super steady this morning, feel free to hold onto a chair next to you or your wall or whatever you have handy. In that staggered lunge, we're gonna take the hand on the straight leg side and place it to your opposite knee. From here, we're gonna take that opposite arm out to the side and look over that shoulder as you bring that hand back and back to the center. Small rotations on this side. Open it up to the back, take it back to the center. One more time, open it up to the back and back to the center. Now we're gonna switch our hands. The same hand on the side of the bent knee is gonna go to your bent knee. Opposite hand is gonna reach that hand on your bent knee, and we're gonna make a diagonal and look up to the ceiling as we rotate, and then take that hand back down. Open it up following your hand. Take it back down. Two more here, open it up and take it down. Last time, open it up. Let's take that hand back down to your knee and we're gonna switch legs. Opposite foot comes forward. We have one foot back behind the body and hand on the straight leg side goes to your bent knee. Opposite arm comes up in front of you and we're gonna rotate out to the side and bring it back to the start. Open it up, bring it back to the start. Feel free to bring your hand across. Open it out to the side. Take that hand forward. And one more time, open it up to the side. And we'll take it forward. Hand comes to that same side bent knee and the opposite arm opens up to a diagonal as we look over that shoulder and take the hand back down. Open it out to the side. Take that hand back down. Open the arm up. Take that hand back down. Last time, open it up. And we'll take that arm back down. Let's go ahead and step those feet apart. Shake your knees out a little bit from that lunge position. And we'll move to a cross body stretch. We're going to cross one arm straight over the side, trying to bring your elbow towards your opposite shoulder. And we'll take it back down. Opposite arm crosses over. Hold it for a breath. And bring it back down. Cross the arm over. And bring it back down. And cross the arm over. And bring it back down. Moving to our triceps, we're going to bend one elbow, bringing a hand toward your shoulder. Opposite hand goes to that elbow. And we're going to raise that arm up. Maybe bringing the other hand up over your head, depending on the mobility in your shoulders and in your upper back. Move until you feel a little stretch through the top of that arm. One more breath. We'll take it back down and switch. Opposite elbow bends. Use your other hand to bring that arm up as high as you're comfortable bringing it. So you feel a little length here, maybe even a little length through your side. We'll take a breath. And we'll take it back down. One more time on the other side. Bend the elbow. Take it up. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down. And last time, bend up that elbow. Raising that elbow up. High as you're comfortable going. And then we'll take that arm back down. Moving into a little bit of a turned out position with those feet. Make sure you're moving from your hips. We're rotating those hips outward just a little bit. The knees should be comfortable and resting right over the middle of your foot. We're going to hold just a tiny bit of a plie. We're not going down super far, just enough that the knees feel a little bit soft. The hands are going to come right to your waistline so you can look at yourself and see that that waistline is staying pretty still and the pelvis is staying pretty still. We're going to put one hand down by your side and move into a mermaid stretch. The opposite thumb comes out to the side, the thumb opposite the hand that's resting on your leg. We're going to take it up and over for a tall side bend, maybe letting that other elbow bend into your side. We're going to lift up toward the ceiling, placing that other hand back down on your thigh. And the opposite arm comes all the way up and over. And all the way back. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. And the arms come down by the sides. Moving on to the forearms, we're going to take one arm out in front of you with the elbow straight. We're going to point those fingertips down toward the floor. The tops of the arms, the back of the hand is facing up toward the ceiling and then coming forward toward your screen here. We'll take the other hand, gently pressing down, keeping that shoulder down and away from your ears. Let's take a couple of breaths here, maybe actively straightening that elbow as you go. And then we'll flip the palm up the other direction. Palm comes toward the screen, and with a straight elbow, we push into the palm of the hand, getting a little bit of lengthening through that forearm. Great stretches for those of us who are going to be sitting on our laptops later today. We're doing a lot of writing. We're bearing a lot of weight on our hands. One more time down. Taking a big breath in. And a big breath out. And flipping the palm up for another stretch. Inhale. And exhale, palm down. Switching again, palm down on the other side, elbow straight. Big breath in. Exhale, and flip that palm up. Big breath in. Big breath out. Flipping that palm down. Big breath in. And exhale. Big breath in. And exhale. Let's go ahead and take those arms by the sides. We'll roll those shoulders out again. And we're going to visit our mat for the first time today. We're going to go ahead and come down to that mat onto hands and knees. Okay. If your wrists don't like this position, feel free to be up on your fists. Also, if you need a little bit of extra padding, if you have your towel or your mat down on the floor, feel free to roll it up and give yourself a little extra cushion for your hands. Wrists and shoulders, knees and hips are lined up with each other. And from here, we're going to nod the chin toward the neck and move through a few cats and cows. We're going to curl up, reaching that belly button toward the ceiling and looking toward the thighs. And then we're going to curl back the other direction. Exhale, curling up into our angry cat position. And curling back down the other way. Find a breathing pattern that's working for you. We're just trying to work some kinks out. Again, letting that spine move through a range of motion that feels comfortable to you. We'll come back to neutral, right to the middle, and wag your tail side to side. Pull the hip up toward that same side shoulder, and then the other direction. We'll do a few to each side. Last ones. And then coming back to the center, let's gently rock forward and back. If your wrists aren't super happy with the shoulders coming in front of them, feel free to turn your hands out to the side. We're just, again, going for some gentle movement. We're actually waking up the core and the shoulder blade muscles just a little bit. Coming back to neutral, we'll go side to side. Push the floor away with your hands. Push the floor away with your knees. We'll make a few little circles each direction. Before coming right back to the middle. We're going to thread the needle next. Arm closest to the screen is going to come out to the side. Maybe it just lifts up a little. Maybe it comes all the way to the ceiling. We're going to reach that arm through between your opposite hand and knee, reaching it toward the wall behind you. And then we'll take it up and out again. As always, move through a range that feels appropriate and comfortable for you. And as you bring that hand up, try to lead with that shoulder blade a bit too. Let your hand almost go along for the ride, and we'll reach it through. Let's place that hand back down on the mat, and the opposite arm comes out to the side. Reach it toward that other side, and then thread the needle through toward the screen here. Reach it up and out through your range. That feels good. Stretch it through. Reach it up and out. Stretch it through. Coming back to hands and knees, we'll reset those hands in a comfortable position. We're going to bring the feet together and the knees apart slightly. Bring your bottom down towards your heels. Again, through a comfortable range, respecting any limitations that might be going on around your knees. Feel free to put a towel behind your knees if you need a little bit more padding there. And we're going to walk the hands toward the front of your mat. If your shoulders are stiff, it's fine to have the elbows down on the floor. Otherwise, stretch them straight as you can. Dropping those armpits toward the floor and wrapping the shoulder blades around the front of the body. Let's take a big breath in here, and then we're going to walk the hands toward the side of your mat closest to the screen. Take a big breath in, feeling those ribs expand out to the side. And then as you breathe out, we're going to walk the hands the other direction. Again, placing one hand on top of the other. We'll take a big breath in and a big breath out. Let's come right back to the middle. Take one more big breath in. And one more exhale. And then we're going to make our way back up to a comfortable position. Maybe shake those legs out a little bit. And we're going to roll over onto our back. We'll start with the knees bent, hands down by the sides. Spine is neutral. You're going to picture a clock face on your belly. 12 o'clock up high, 6 o'clock down low by your legs. 3 and 9 on either side of your hips. We're going to wiggle the pelvis through that clock face. We're going to go up to 12 o'clock, rounding the back, flattening into the floor, and then 6 o'clock, moving the other direction. Back and forth at your own speed. Try to keep your glutes relaxed. We're trying to get the abdominals, the deep core, and the deep core muscles to do a little bit of work for us here. Coming back to the middle, we're going to take that pelvis from 3 to 9. Side to side. One cheek drops, and then the other cheek drops. If you need an assist to get that motion going, take your knees side to side a bit. The direction your pelvis is moving is not going to change if you keep your knees still. So with the knees coming still, we'll try that 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. A couple more times. We'll take them right back to the middle. Hold it there. We're going to bring one knee into your chest and slide the other leg out straight along your mat. Hold it there. The knee comes toward the same side shoulder. And then we'll pull it gently across the body for a little bit of a stretch to that hip on the outside. Pulling it right back to the middle. We're going to bend that other knee up. take your bent knee with the free leg, take your ankle to that opposite knee. We're gonna press your leg out to the side gently until you feel a little bit of a stop or barrier, maybe even a little stretch in the hip. We're gonna hold there for a breath. Exhaling, if you wanna pull it farther, you're welcome to pull that knee in towards your chest. Maybe even rocking side to side, get a little more stretch to that hip opener muscle. One more breath here. We'll take it right back to the middle. Hold on behind that leg that's up high. We'll slide the other leg back down on the mat again and stretch that free leg up toward the ceiling, flexing and pointing, working into those hamstrings a little bit, maybe even rotating your ankle in circles just a bit. We're gonna pull that knee into the middle and we'll switch them. Opposite knee comes into your chest, other leg straightens out. If the knee feels compressed here, feel free to hold on behind your thigh. And we'll pull that bent knee slightly across towards your opposite shoulder, stretching into the other glute. We'll hold it there for a breath. Exhaling, let's move it back to the center. We'll bend up that straight leg, placing the foot on the floor. Ankle comes to that knee. We press that opposite knee out to the side for a little hip opener stretch. Finding that first barrier and just holding there, seeing if we can ease that muscle, ease that joint into a little bit of movement. And then moving on, if you wish, we can take that other knee up, intensifying the stretch on that hip opener as maybe rocking side to side. Good, big breath in. On the exhale, that foot comes down. We hold on behind your other thigh. We slide that leg straight out along the mat and stretch the other hamstring out, flexing and pointing the foot, rotating the ankle in circles, one way and another, maybe straightening out the knee a little bit to get an active stretch to the back of the leg. And we'll hold it there for a second. Big breath in, exhale, pull those knees into the chest, and then we're gonna roll into a sideline position facing the screen. Your bottom arm can be resting wherever it's comfortable. We'll take that top arm forward, reach it toward the floor with a straight elbow. Keeping the lower half of the body nice and still, we're gonna open the book. We're gonna take that top arm up to the ceiling or to wherever that shoulder feels like it's first starting to get a little bit restricted, if it is. And we're gonna open up toward the opposite side of the room, looking over that shoulder. Inhale that arm back to the top and exhale it forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale over, opening the book. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward. One more time here. Inhale to the ceiling. Exhale it back. Inhale to the ceiling. Exhale it forward. We can stick with that motion or we can move to an around the world stretch. We take the arm down by the side. Palm faces the ceiling. We open up the trunk toward the ceiling. Arm comes overhead. And we're drawing a circle as we move that breastbone toward the ceiling, reaching back. Arm comes up and overhead and reaches forward. Let's reverse it. Arm comes up and overhead. We turn that breastbone to the ceiling. Bring the arm down. Take the body forward. Keep this motion going, remembering it's fine to actually keep your arm moving as little as you need to. We could move and lead with the shoulder blade. We could move and lead with the breastbone without that arm even moving. Last one here. And the hand comes in front. Holding onto the ankle or grabbing a strap, putting a strap around your ankle and pulling there. We're gonna keep that bottom knee bent. Bring that top leg back, bringing that thigh as close to in line with your body as you can. And we'll pull into a light stretch for the front of that quad. Holding here for a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. One more time, big breath in. And big breath out. We'll release that leg. We'll come up to a sitting position and switch over to the other side. We'll bend up that knee and take the body down. We're going to take that top arm forward and open the book. We'll take it up to the ceiling and open out to the side, up to the ceiling, and take that arm forward. Big breath in, reach up, take it out, inhale up, take it forward. One more time, inhale up, exhale back, inhale up, take it forward. Now moving into our around the world, hand comes down by the side. Open the breastbone to the ceiling, reaching that arm back. Arm comes overhead and up. And again, arm comes down, palm to the ceiling, reach that breastbone up. Arm comes overhead. Arm comes down and reverse it. Arm comes up and overhead. Out to the side. Arm comes down and we take it forward. Arm comes up. Out to the side. Arm comes down. Arm comes forward. These are nice ones to revisit midday when your mid back gets stiff from either too much sitting or too much forward facing activity. We'll now grab onto that top ankle or the strap with the top ankle and bending the knee. We'll take that leg back till your thigh is lined up with your trunk as best you can. If you're not having a problem getting there and you want to get into that hip a little bit more, feel free to squeeze that glute on the top side. That'll push a little more into the front of your thigh. We'll take a big breath in here. Breathe it out. And then one more big breath in. Exhaling, we'll go ahead and release that leg. And we'll come up to standing. All right. We'll make our way to our feet. Take your time here. And we're going to finish up with a brief dynamic stretch, getting that lower body going, maybe getting the heart working a little bit more if you're planning on doing something active after this stretch. We're going to start up in standing. We'll move back to our calf lunge that we did in the beginning of class. We're going to hold it there for a second and then squeeze that glute on the straight leg side, taking that same side arm up. We'll take a gentle side bend over, using your chair if you need a little bit of balance assist. Arm comes up to the ceiling, arm comes down. If your knees are feeling it and feeling good, we can come down into a lunge, a runner's lunge with that back leg straight. Arm on the straight leg side comes down to the floor. We reach that opposite arm up toward the ceiling. Feel free to do any portion of this that feels good and omit the ones that are not working out for you right now. Hand comes down, we'll bring the feet together, take that opposite side back. Come up to standing. Squeeze that cheek. Lift the arm up. Take a side bend. Lift it back up. Move to a lunge. Open the arm up. And take the arm down. Move the feet back. Stand up tall. One more time on each. Step it back, squeeze. Arm comes up, side bend, take it up, down to a lunge. Rotate, arm comes down, feet together, take it up. Step it back, squeeze the cheek, arm comes up, take the side bend. Bring it up tall. Step it to lunge. Open that arm up. Take the arm down. We'll step the feet together. Come up nice and tall. Shake those legs out. Bring those feet out to the side. We're going to roll those shoulders back and down a few times. And we'll bring the arms down. Soften up those knees. We're going to take a big breath in. Arms come up. We'll stretch those palms up to the ceiling and drop your blades down. Let's take a tall side bend one way, reaching your hands toward the corner where the wall and the ceiling meet. We'll take them up tall. Exhale over to the other side, reaching to that opposite corner and coming up nice and tall. Let's windmill those arms down, bringing the feet together. We'll take one more big breath in. Arms come up. Palms together, And let's bring them into the center of the body. Thank you so much for spending the last 30 minutes with me. I hope everyone has a really good morning. As always, your feedback is absolutely welcomed and encouraged. If you want to reach me directly, the best way to get me is Rachel@agilept.com, RACHEL, and then it's AGILEPT.com. Thanks a lot, and I hope you all have a really great day.